You've seen the meme, the shades, the smirk, the iconic sprinkle. That's Salt Bae, the butcher from Turkey who went from chopping meat in silence to breaking the internet in 36 seconds. One viral video, and boom, he wasn't just cooking, he was performing. Suddenly meat wasn't a meal, it was theater. And Salt Bae? He was the star. His steakhouses turned into temples of luxury, gold-dusted steaks, velvet ropes, camera flashes. Everyone wanted a piece. From Leonardo DiCaprio to David Beckham, from politicians to influencers. Even Cristiano Ronaldo pulled up to pose and feast. He didn't just serve food, he served moments. Viral ones. Billionaires flew across continents just to get a selfie mid-sprinkle, and Salt Bae soaked it in, posing like a silent god of gluttony. He became a global sensation overnight. But when you build an empire on a meme, what happens when the internet stops clapping? At his peak, Salt Bae didn't walk. He glided through gold-draped dining rooms like royalty. His restaurants weren't just eateries. They were status shrines dripping in velvet, marble, and ego. A steak wasn't just a steak. It was a $1,000 spectacle, wrapped in gold leaf and served with side-eye. Drake, DJ Khaled also came. They posed, filmed, posted. Salt Bae sliced Wagyu like a surgeon while crowds held up phones like it was a concert. For a moment, he wasn't just a chef, he was culture. His steakhouses exploded across the globe. Miami, Dubai, London, New York. He had bodyguards like a president and fanboys like a rock star. Every sprinkle was a show, every bill a flex. He wasn't famous for flavor, he was famous for being famous. And the world loved it, until it didn't. Because what looks like gold in the spotlight might just be foil in the daylight. Salt Bae had the world at his feet until the internet decided it had seen enough. It started subtly. Fewer laughs, less awe. Then came the Champions League final, the moment his meme magic expired in real time. Dressed like a Turkish James Bond in a tuxedo and sunglasses, Salt Bae slipped past the cameras and onto the pitch like he belonged. Spoiler, he didn't. Security escorted him out, not gently, not quietly. While he awkwardly waved to fans who weren't even looking, social media erupted, not in support, but in celebration. He wasn't the main act anymore. He was the interruption. People weren't laughing with him now, they were laughing at him. He tried to spin it. "I wasn't kicked out, just passing by," he posted, but the internet had made up its mind. Salt Bae wasn't cool anymore, he was cringe. And when the vibe dies, the empire starts to crack. If the Champions League flop was embarrassing, the World Cup incident was downright unforgivable. Argentina just made history.
Argentina, champions of the world!
Messi, breathless, teary-eyed, holding the trophy of a lifetime. And then him, Salt Bae, slithering onto the pitch like an uninvited uncle at a wedding, tugging at Messi's arm like a needy fanboy. Messi's face said it all. Who is this guy? And why is he touching me? Then it got worse. Salt Bae grabbed the trophy, kissed it, bit the medal, and posed like he'd won it. Cameras rolled, outrage exploded. FIFA launched an investigation. And Salt Bae? He shrugged it off. I didn't know the rules. But the world didn't buy it. Because when you make yourself the main character in someone else's victory, you don't look famous. You look pathetic. That day, Salt Bae didn't just overstep, he turned celebration into spectacle, and the world never looked at him the same again. Former employees started speaking up, and what they revealed was far from glamorous. Stolen tips, passport control, verbal abuse, managers forced to lie, waiters told to serve leftover wine in fresh glasses. One ex-staffer said he didn't care about laws, his world was just Instagram and ego. Worse, female staff were allegedly forced to wear revealing outfits, judged not on service, but on aesthetic. Another claimed he ran his restaurants like a steak-obsessed cult. No respect, no rights, just control. The scandals piled up, lawsuits followed. Suddenly, the man who turned meat into theater was accused of turning his kitchen into a nightmare. On Instagram, it was still gold knives and flexed muscles. But behind the velvet curtains, Salt Bae's empire wasn't just flashy, it was toxic. And the world had just begun to uncover the mess. While millions starved, Salt Bae served gold-dusted steak to a dictator. Venezuela was in crisis. Shelves empty, inflation rampant, families scraping by on one meal a day. And there he was, Salt Bae, grinning, carving luxury Wagyu for President Nicolas Maduro, like a private chef to a Bond villain. The video? Lavish, slow cuts, gold leaf, smirks. It looked like a scene from the Hunger Games Dictator Edition, and the internet lost it. Outrage exploded, protests followed, but Salt Bae didn't stop. Right after, he posted a glowing tribute to Fidel Castro, just before opening a restaurant in Miami, home to the world's largest Cuban exile community. It wasn't just tone deaf, it was a slap in history's face. People started asking, is this guy just clueless, or is he playing scandal roulette for attention? Either way, it was clear, Salt Bae wasn't just losing fans, he was torching whatever goodwill he had left, one gold steak at a time. As Salt Bae flexed on Instagram, his restaurants quietly fell apart. His London flagship, profits sliced in half. It got so bad, they turned off the heating. Diners shivered over $600 steaks like they were in a frozen meat locker. Boston shut down a week after opening. Fire code violations, broken equipment, health concerns. New York closed. Miami drowning in scandal. Greece bookings dropped 67%. Even in Dubai, his home turf of excess, critics whispered, ghost town. Remember the viral $140,000 dinner bill, the one with gold steaks and overpriced wine? People started doing the math, and the flavor never added up. The food, mediocre. The gold leaf, just shiny paper you could buy on Amazon. The whole thing was a scam dressed as luxury. Salt Bae wasn't serving experiences anymore. He was serving regret. And as the Instagram hype faded, so did the crowds. An empire built on flash was turning into a graveyard of empty chairs and silent kitchens. Salt Bae's empire wasn't just collapsing under bad reviews, it was crumbling in court. Allegations poured out like spoiled wine. Wage theft, discrimination, retaliation. Staff claimed he skimmed 3% off every tip, confiscated passports, and fired employees without cause. One manager described it as working for a man who cared only about two things: Instagram and power. A Business Insider expose revealed 9 former employees from 6 different restaurants, all telling the same horror story. Female staff forced to dress provocatively. Verbal abuse shouted in multiple languages. Salt Bae was no longer just the meme chef. He was the boss from hell. Then came the fire. At his Istanbul restaurant, a routine flame show turned into a nightmare. In seconds, fire erupted, engulfing a table of diners. One of them, a Russian model, suffered third-degree burns across 35% of her body. Her dress caught fire. Her skin blistered. She described it as burning, suffocating, unforgettable. And Salt Bae's response: silence, no apology, no hospital visit, no press statement. He just deleted the video and moved on like it never happened. But the internet didn't forget. This wasn't just a kitchen accident. This was a luxury brand ignoring human pain. And it didn't stop there. In Miami, a man was threatened with police action, not for a crime, but for refusing to pay for an unordered gold steak. That's right, gold-dusted meat he didn't ask for, didn't eat, and still got the cops called on him. His Instagram, once a firestorm of likes and viral clips, is a digital ghost town. Engagement has dropped over 70%. Millions of followers, but barely anyone cares. Shirtless gym selfies, celeb-tagged photos with people who barely know him, gold steak videos filtered like they're hiding the flavor. The world has stopped clapping. Because when your fame is built on a meme, eventually, no one's laughing, not even you. Salt Bae didn't fall in a single moment. He crumbled, sprinkle by sprinkle. He built an empire on a 5-second flourish, stretched a viral clip into a global brand. But fame, when served without substance, always goes stale. The food wasn't memorable. The spectacle lost its shine. And when the meme aged, so did the man behind it. The lesson: hype is loud, but it's hollow. Virality is powerful, but it doesn't last. If this story made you rethink fame, subscribe to Tales Script, where we uncover the rise and ruin of the world's most fascinating figures. Hit the like button if this one hit you. Drop a comment. Was Salt Bae always doomed or just lost in his own sauce?